Hey everybody, Dustin Dale's back here at the Funny Bone Comedy Club, 168th and Dodge, and this weekend we've got a guy that you've seen on NBC, you've seen him on Comedy Central, True TV, MTV, all over the place. His name is Mark Norman. Please welcome to Omaha this weekend. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, good to be here. Thank you, sir. Is it Dale?
It's Dustin Dale's, yeah. You were close.
Dustin Dale's. That's like a stripper name.
You know, it wasn't my background before I got in the news, so you're half right.
All right. Well, I'll give you $1 later.
Oh, I appreciate that. Look at that. It's so generous.
Yeah, I already got you in a private room. I'm doing pretty good.
That's right. Now, we've seen you all over the place, Comedy Central, MTV. Was there a show that kind of stuck out in your mind at all?
Oh, boy. Well, it's all a blur, you know. The Tonight Show was probably my proudest moment. It was a good set. It's in 30 Rock, New York City, Jimmy Fallon. That was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. That was a fun one. Plus, you have to be super clean. So you got to really fine-tune the set and then take certain words out. And it was a real process. And I was on 2 hours of sleep. I couldn't sleep the night before. I took 11 melatonin. Still couldn't pass out. True story. So I just had to do it, you know, with red eyes and a dry mouth. I drank a cup of coffee and went out there.
Yeah, we've seen you on Tonight Show. You were also on Conan this week, right?
Yeah, I was on Conan yesterday.
Yesterday.
Just got back. I got drunk last night. Flew here to Omaha. And now I'm wildly hungover. But we'll make it work.
Conan and then here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, you know, that's showbiz. Ups and downs. You pick which one is which.
That's all right. I know that Conan is the down and I'm the up, so that's very generous of you.
Yes.
Now, have you been to Omaha before?
I don't believe I have. I've been to the state, but not the city.
Now, if you're going to a new city, do you kind of have to get an idea of what jokes the crowd would like? Do you have to ask around, or you just kind of got a normal set?
I usually ask around, like I'll get a cab driver or something. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to the hotel person. But the first night is always iffy. You know, Thursday night show is always, you're kind of feeling it out a little bit. You know, what's the demographics? How old? How young? How white, how gay, how fat, how thin. You got to get all the adjectives. And then I kind of, by Saturday night, late show, I got it all down, and then I leave. And I do it all over again in another city.
Now, you know, when you're talking about doing jokes at a club versus doing jokes on Conan or Leno, you're also on Last Comic Standing, and that's kind of one of those things where I imagine that's the best of the best jokes for those 2 minutes. Right?
Yeah, with the, you know, club set, I'm doing an hour, so I can play around a little bit, crowd work, talk about the city, local stuff, go into my act. But with Tonight Show or whatever, it's just got to be tight, you know, set up, punch, segue, set up, punch, callback. It's almost like a boxing match. With this, it's more of like a tickle fight. You know what I mean?
Are you usually the winner in the tickle fight?
Usually, yeah. I'm not very ticklish. I'm dead inside. I don't feel anything.
Now, I imagine before comedy, you had yourself a career as well. What did you do before comedy?
Oh, my God. I had every bad job in the book. I was a janitor. I was a furniture mover. I was a construction worker. I was a temp. I did it all.
Which one did you hate the most?
Temping is probably the worst because it's your first day every day. You know what I mean? Your first day at a job sucks. You don't know where the bathroom is. You got to meet everybody. They go, this is where the pens are. This is where the printer is. You got to bump the Coke machine on the left side to get it to work. You got to learn everything all over again every time you get a new gig. And also, they don't let you know when the gig's coming. Sometimes you might wake up at 7 to your phone ringing, and you're like, I got a job, but you're hungover, you got a guy next to you in bed, whatever it is, you know. Dead hooker, who knows?
Now, I spent time as a furniture mover. I did it for about 4 days in between other gigs. I was going to stick with it long term, but something came up. Furniture moving kicked my butt a lot.
Oh, dude, it's crazy hard. I mean, especially in New York, a lot of these old brownstones, they don't have elevators. So you're just walking a big old convertible sofa up, and then right when you get to the landing, it just, that bed pops out. You got to push that thing back in. It was not fun.
You know, the thing I hated the most about furniture moving was people would have, like, dressers with, like, 14 or 15 drawers, and they would leave the clothes inside.
Yes, exactly. You know what I hated was when they would hire you to move their stuff, and they would watch you move. Like, they would just go, and so now you're like, I feel even weirder. You know, I want to just throw this stuff in the truck, but now they're watching me, so you got to be all, you know, cautious. But, yeah, that was a horrible job. Paid pretty well, though, but, I mean, you got to get up at 5 and move some guy from the Bronx to Jersey, and it's a whole day. Then I had to do shows at night, you know? So I'm, like, just doing shows. I'm sweaty. I'm in, like, my moving clothes and, like, my back braces. Yeah, it's bad.
I imagine New York is pretty difficult. A lot of high-story buildings.
Oh man, it's crazy. And rich people with like oak furniture, they got to have all this, high-end crap, and yeah, it was tough. And that putting stuff in a moving van is a real art. It's like Tetris, you got to fit it in there right.
Now, if comedy ended today, no more being a comedian, what would you see yourself doing?
I think about that a lot because comedy is pretty flimsy. So I think I'd be UPS guy.
Really?
I like the shorts. I got a van with no door, no office. You're just driving around. I think chicks dig you. You got a package, and you go up to people's door. Who doesn't love a package? You just bring them a package and they go, hey, all right, what can Brown do for you? I think I'd be UPS.
You could also use that van for probably an ice cream truck, huh?
That's true. Ice cream truck kind of teeters on kid touching area, so I try. Then I end up eating all of it, and then that's a whole thing. And plus, you got to hear that doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo all day long. So UPS feels like the way to go.
Now this week, actually a couple weeks ago, you put out a brand new comedy album.
Yes, that's right. I believe it was May
24th or something.
There you go, 24th. Came out on Comedy Central as an hour special, and then they put it on iTunes as a comedy album. So yeah, check that out, folks. It's called Don't Be Yourself, Comedy Central Records. Second album.
Yeah, how did that compare to the first album?
The first one was good, but I was pretty green. I just wanted to put something out, so it's kind of short, I feel like. You could tell if you listen to my first album, there's a few jokes there like, that wasn't ready. But I needed the time, And then this one, I feel like it was airtight, and I really did like a full hour, and it really worked. So I feel like this one's better, and hopefully the next one's better than this one.
Now, I talk to a lot of musicians, and every time they're talking about putting out a new album, they always say there's a ton of songs that they have, but they have to cut a lot of stuff out. Mm-hmm. Did you cut out some of your better jokes for the third album?
No, this is only my second album, but I didn't cut anything out. I used everything I had. Yeah, I cut out the stuff that didn't work, but if it worked, I kept it in.
So every week, you also have a podcast as well.
You are correct, sir. Every week on Tuesday, we have me and a friend Joe List have a podcast called Tuesdays with Stories, and we tell stories of the road. I go do Conan, I go do Omaha, Funny Bone, and then he goes and does whatever the hell in Syracuse, or he's on Colbert or whatever. Then he comes back and we tell stories of what happened. Did you get heckled? Did you get laid? Did you get punched in the face? Did you get in a car accident? Did you go gay? Did you drink? Whatever, And so then we just talk about it. It's a good time. I used to open for Amy Schumer. He used to open for Louis C.K.
Oh, really?
So we would tell these stories. I went to D.C. on a private jet. I'm like, I went to L.A. and did the big arena there. So we always have fun stuff.
Those are two pretty heavy hitters. That had to have been a hell of a tour.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I opened for Amy for 7 years, maybe, and I just watched her become a Nazi. No, I did like a Heil there. I just watched her go up and up and up, and, it was pretty amazing to watch.
When did you get hooked up with her originally?
Oh, man, I met her in probably 2009, and she saw me at a comedy club, and she was like, hey, I bombed, but she happened to walk through during the one joke that worked. Swear to God. And she came back in the green room, and I was like sweating, like, woo, that was tough. And she was like, hey, I like that one joke I saw kill. I think you're funny or whatever. And I was like, oh, thanks. You really missed a bomb there. And she was like, I think we'd have a good rapport. I need an opener. Would you open for me? And I was like, sure. I didn't know who she was or what the hell she was talking about, but I went, and we hit it off, and that was it.
Very nice. The rest is set, right?
History. The rest, I watched her get her own TV show. I watched her write a movie. I watched her just do Carnegie Hall, HBO, Madison Square Garden. I was there for the whole ride.
Very nice.
Can't thank her enough.
His name is Mark Norman. He's going to be in town all week long, all the way through Saturday night. Make sure you come check him out. And make sure you check him out on True TV, MTV. Check out the Conan clip, all sorts of great stuff. Check him out this weekend, especially right here, Omaha, Nebraska, Funny Bone, 168th and Dodge, Village Point Mall. Mark, thanks for hanging out with me, man.
Thank you. You're good.
I do what I can.
What should I know about Omaha? Tell me something.
Well,
are you from here?
I am from here.
Okay.
Born and raised here. Well, we got good steaks.
I've heard that.
I saw you got the fish, but that's okay.
Sorry. I didn't think Comedy Club steak would be the one to get,
Well, we also have this weekend, since you're in town, we have the Summer Arts Festival going on downtown. So maybe Saturday afternoon, or I think Saturday afternoon it opens. Go check that out. They got some good stuff.
Okay. But what I'm talking about permanently, what is the thing to do here? What's the hot spot, the delicacy, the thing that makes you guys you?
Probably our zoo. Our zoo. We go on and off at the best zoo literally in the world.
Okay.
So
All right.
That's the one thing to check out if you're ever
check
in
it
through
out.
Omaha. Next week, unfortunately, you're missing a week, but we're also known for the College World Series.
Oh.
And that comes in a couple weeks.
Got
Not quite
it.
here yet.
Well, I'm glad it's not here during my shows because then I'd be empty.
No problem. Me.
Yeah. But thanks. All right. Well, good to meet you, man.
All right, Mark. Nice to meet you, bud. Make sure you check him out through Saturday night right here at Funny Bone Comedy Club. Mark Norman.